Welcome back to the little shop of horrors. Let's go out here and film some S10 content. Alright, so let's try to make this short and sweet. I had my son that owns this truck get married. You've had Pawpaw, which you've seen on the channel that I built the 54 Ford with. He's had a little complication. He's okay, but he had to go into the hospital and has to have do a little rehab. Yeah, you get 79 years old, yeah, things are going to happen. He's doing okay, and he's going to be fine, and he'll be back in no time at all. Just everyday life things have just, I don't know, man. It's been hard to get going on this project, but we are right here at the end. So I am getting over being sick. That's one of the other things. I got sick last week and ended up having to go to the doctor and try to get squared away. Working really hard to try to get where I can put this front clip back on and get the radiator situation and the cooling system sorted out. But we've got a little bit more we've got to do under the hood with some electrical and with the headers. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to jump into a time lapse. It's not my favorite thing to do, but we'll bring you back for updates and show you where we're at and what we've done. But it's time for me to get busy and go to work. It's only like, I don't know, a heat index of 105 today. There's not a leaf moving on a tree. It is dead calm, still, no wind at all right now. Yesterday we had a breeze and we're at the Crystal Springs Tomato Festival car show, and I almost got too hot at that car show. So we're going to need to be a little careful out here today. I will have a fan going here in a few minutes. Got my ice water sitting over here to the side, and we're just going to pace ourselves. But we've got to get some work done. So let's go. All right, well, we have got the headers installed 100% complete. All the bolts were Loctited and tightened as tight as you can get them. A couple of them are very difficult to get to, and you have to work to tighten them, but they are tight. The other thing we did is I did a lot of reading. I have not done a lot of work with headers, but I know headers are prone to leak, and one of the things that everybody mentions is using a high temperature silicone. Let me grab it. So I used the Optimum Max Torque, and this is supposed to be some of the highest temperature silicone they've got out there. I think it matches the red, and it's supposed to be good 600-700 horsepower, not 600-700. We're 600 or 700 degrees, and is supposed to help stop the leaking blowout on your manifold, on the header gasket. I used a manifold style gasket, and this has been coated on both sides. I did a lot of reading, and a lot of people said that that's what they did and eliminated the gaskets blowing out. They said even using a header gasket and silicone, they still had problems. They went to the individual gaskets that were for cast iron manifolds, silicone them really good both sides, and put them on, and their problems went away. So that's what we're going to go with, because if we have to go back in and reseal these, it's a pain in the butt. This front clip's got to come back off to even think about getting to these headers to do it right. The collector gasket, I did the same thing. I siliconed it both sides, pulled it up, got it good and tight. So hopefully that'll take care of any exhaust leaks. Now, I bought spark plug wire protectors. And of all places I got them, Temu. Don't judge me. I can hear it in your comments already. Look, the manifold, the header was already wrapped with DEI header wrap, so I wasn't particularly worried about the spark plug wires, but I was like, for the price I paid for these, you know, give it a shot. I mean, they came in, they actually look like it's made of the same kind of materials. No, I'm not some kind of a special metal or a metallurgist. This ain't metal, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know what stuff's made out of. It looks the same, feels the same, just really cheap. Anyway, well, here's what I figured out how to put these boots on these spark plug wires. And even if you buy the expensive ones, this is a pretty easy way to put them on. You take the boot and you take a piece of 3/8 fuel tubing. You run down through your spark plug boot. Slide it all the way into your spark plug wire. Well, first of all, don't put it on there the wrong direction. Put it on there the correct direction. All right. The end you want by the spark plug, go through that end first. Trying to talk and do something at the same time doesn't always work out. All right, but you just take and you can just walk it on there and gently pull, as long as you don't get carried away, and you'll pull your spark plug right on through, and you just pull it out. There you go. It just fishes it right through there, no problem. What I've been doing, I've been taking a piece of the same wire that we did with the headers, and just wrapped a piece of wire around, just gently clamp it up there so it kind of holds it in place. Really not much to it. And there you go. Just simple, lightly wrapped and twisted together with, like I said, I use a little mechanics wire, and it just kind of holds the boot up out of the way. So now I can install that over here, and it will provide just a little bit extra protection to that spark plug wire. I don't plan on having it where it'll touch. It's just going to be, like I said, just a little added extra protection from heat from the headers for the spark plug wires. We've already got them wrapped, so I was thinking just a little bit extra I could do to help make it better. Okay, dokie. So I'm thinking we may have enough done to go and try to reinstall this clip. I'll bring you in a minute and show you about that. But for now, I'm thinking we need to cut this wheel well out just a little bit, right along in here. And there's a mounting hole right here, and we can come just to the inside of it. But that will give us a little more room around the AC box, the header, and all that. In this area right here, if you ever have to take this header off, if you want to have any hope at all of getting to this header bolt and doing it in chassis without having to take all of this off, this piece of the inner fender has got to be gone. So we're fixing to cut it out. Get ready to cat to run.
You're not about to like this, buddy.
Sorry, kitty. Money.
It works.
It's an aerosol. What'd you expect? All right, well, here goes nothing. I think we're going to give this a shot. We don't trip, fall, and break our necks because it's so cluttered here by the shop. But we're going to give it a go. Pick it up here and here. You're going to have to skinny up, son. Step wide. All right, gotta go up. Hang on, stop. Set it down. I got a bracket bent that I gotta straighten. I just remembered. Well, then come on out of there. So don't push down. Come on out of there. I got to go. It's on your side. All right. Forgot I had bent it for access for the header. All right, that ought to be good. It's kind of tight in here. A little full, a lot of sap. Tell you what. See if we can do it this way. I can go ahead and get up in here. All right. Gotta watch your AC line over there, big guy.
Yep, I see him.
You gotta come up. I don't know what I'm hitting over here. Walk it in. All right, get these out of the way.
I'll say this is much better fit already.
Getting close.
Hang on a second, I forgot to take
Yep, well, it's kind of close. In on this side.
Yeah, we're punching over here too.
Well, okay.
Yeah, it just pushes right into place.
Let me look and see. Yeah,
Once
very
you put
much.
the bolts in, it'll zip it right up.
Push and hold. And,
Sweet.
yeah, okay. Now I got to find the bushings for the front. And,
Starting to look like a truck again.
yeah, they start to become hard to work on again.
Yeah, can't wait.
All right. Hi. Get to watch the struggle from afar.
Can I get the radiator?
But yeah, she's back in. The brake lines are kind of close, so I may have to manipulate them a little bit, but nothing serious. AC line over here, heater lines. And I'm going to take a look under that fender well and see if I can still get to what I need to get to. And it's going to be tight, but I believe I can. Well, all right. It's a few days later, and I realized that I had an audio failure. And I don't know if it was a failure on my part or a failure on the equipment's part, but we ended up with an audio failure, so I'm having to refilm this. Not a big deal. We are going to add two 12-inch cooling fans. It is probably going to require modification of this bracket for the hood support. It's not that great big a deal. We're going to have to cut it out a little bit, make enough room for the fans to fit, because we're going to have a fan here and we're going to have a fan over here. So we need to have enough room for both fans to sit in there. We're also contemplating, and I have it in place, but I have a small fan inside here. Let's bring you over. Down on the front side of the radiator, I have a small, I believe it's 8-inch fan, and it is just enough room for it to be able to fit on the inside of the radiator. And I'm thinking about trying it with the two smaller fans and seeing how it works, and if this one's not needed and it stays good and cool, well, we'll just let it ride like it is. But if it's borderline, we'll go ahead and see about wiring this fan in place and get it to where it's got the extra added cooling of one more fan. I don't know if I have talked about this or showed this before, but this is an aluminum radiator. This is a 3-row S10 swap radiator. It fit very nicely, sits in place like we want it, and just have to hope that it has enough capacity and that we can get enough air blowing across it to keep that little 327 cool. Alright, so we've got some more work we need to try to get done, and While we're doing that, why don't you go out and watch another video coming on the screen right now.